Because as you know, incorporated into the story are the names of our homecoming royalty members. So we're gonna get started, here we go. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pixar Studios Backstage Lot Tour. Just a reminder, please remain seated throughout the tour and keep your hands and arms inside the tram. Today's tour is going to take you behind the scenes of award-winning movies such as Toy Story, Monsters, Inc. But our first stop, we're going to splash into the set of Finding Nemo. As you know, Finding Nemo is the story of a young clownfish who gets taken from his father and ends up in a dentist office fish tank. His father, Marlin, sets out on a long adventure to find his son Nemo with the help from a fish named Dory. Dory is a regal tank fish that has short-term memory loss. She always forgets what she is doing and ends up getting herself into all kinds of trouble. She is a bluish-purple colorish fish. One might say she is a Jasmine color. Speaking of Jasmine, our 2014 freshman class princess, Miss Jasmine Day! Jasmine. Come on down, Jasmine, come on down. On the set, you can see the drawings and the recordings for the writers and animators of the movie. Go ahead, Jasmine, right down the red carpet there. On the set, you can see the drawings and the recordings where the writers and animators of the movie did all their work. They spent a number of hours here working on the film and their script, never having any time to run any errands. But after the movie hit theaters, the film did so well that the writers lived like King Louie. The film, the #1 selling DVD of all time. That reminds me of freshman class prince, Mr. Aaron, Louie.
None of my got it. They're together, though. Anyone.
Oh, I gotta look for my set.
Get on down there, Aaron. As we kept swimming through the set of Finding Nemo, we move into the production room for Monsters, Inc. Monsters, Inc., released in 2001, is the story that takes place in Monstropolis, home of the sophomores. Sully and Mike, the two main monsters in the movie, meet a young girl who they later name Boo, and the story describes the challenges they have going back and forth between the human world and the monster world. Now Sully is not your ordinary monster. The guy can't cook. He cleans. He's a locksmith and he takes care of it. That reminds me of a good man. After all, this movie took place almost 5 years. This movie took almost 5 years to complete because producers kept changing the look of the monsters. But after having lots of faith, they were able to come to consensus on this film. Speaking of faith, have I told you that one of my favorite singers is Madonna? I really love that song, like, oh yeah. Hey, it reminds me, softball class princess, Faith Virgen! All right. Give it up for Faith.
I love Faith. What are you talking about?
Okay, but like, not enough.
I know you're all crying food, but who But it is now time to venture into the land of juniors, Up in the Sky. Up is the latest movie released here at Pixar Studios, and what a success it was. The movie stars Carl Fredricksen, a grumpy old man who decides to fly his house to Paradise Falls. Mr. Fredricksen is not alone, however, as a young boy named Russell flies along for the ride, where they meet a bird later named Kevin and a dog named Doug. Now, this movie was no easy craft. Like the Twilight series with Team Jacob and Team Henry, this movie can also be emotional as we learn Paul is really passing away and Russell's coming home. Speaking of Jacob, the junior class prince, Jacob comes! Now I know you're all wondering how the writers of this story came up with this unique storyline. I mean, after all, the movie does not have any bad guys or any big stars like Jessica Simpson or Jessica Biel, but the plot is very unique in that the writers wrote, and based on the writers' love for our tropical conditions. Please help me welcome Miss Jessica Biel, our junior class princess. Toy Story is such a great movie because it is based on all of our favorite toys as a kid. If you look to our left, you can see a giant sculpture of the toy Mr. Potato Head. Who didn't like Mr. Potato Head growing up? I mean, after all, you could change the eyes and the ears and give it a new hat. Those were the bestest toys ever. And you could forget the Army Man's General. What was it? It was Sade. You know what else is great? It's our first homecoming princess from the senior class. Make some noise for Miss Sade. Let's go! Alright, check it out. This Toy Story movie is no joke. More and more visitors come to this park to go on the Toy Story ride than any other ride here at Pixar Studios. I mean, after all, guys, this isn't Nick Alodian. And this shuttle is giving you a behind-the-scenes tour of the one and only Pixar Studios. Speaking of shuttle, that rhymes with the name of one of our homecoming princes. To the story. The writers of Toy Story were not shy in hiding the fact that this story would perpetuate in fact, the movie Toy Story directed by Mr. Jon Perpetua. I think it's safe to say the animators will be busy around here. Please welcome Mr. Jon Perpetua. Over to our right through the crystal windows, you can see a B with a T and a key for a small fee. What? Oh yeah, one of our famous cast members over there, his name is Lee Emery. Which reminds me of our next homecoming princess, the lovely Crystal Li. Come on now, Crystal. Yeah. Alright, so back to the story. Who can tell me why Woody the Cold Street Cowboy was so upset with Andy his owner when he celebrates his birthday? Yes, it's because of A toy? I mean, I wish I caught a Buzz Lightyear. How cool would that have been to have a Buzz Lightyear? And how cool is it to announce our next homecoming prince, Ishikata? Buzz Lightyear was created to go with the Tomorrowland theme at Disneyland. Buzz Lightyear was created to go with the Tomorrowland theme at Disneyland. Anisa place to go, and one of the happiest places on earth.
You're not seeing the life anymore.
You're not seeing the life anymore. Renteria, Blaster, and shoot aliens to earn points. Our next homecoming princess is something to buzz about too. Please welcome Anisa, Renteria! Now the writers of Toy Story really struggled with deciding what toys they would include in the movie. They knew they wanted to have some Army Man, O'Keefe, Etch and Sketch, and of course Woody, but they also wanted to include some Danimals, some animals to attract the attention of children and viewers. So they had to include a sleepy dog. I just remembered our next homecoming prince, Mr. Daniel Hahn. With the creation of all these animal characters, the producers decided they were lacking just a few more key pieces in the movie. So it was back to the drawing board, and they came to the conclusion that they needed to have a Carolina or something to help the rescue of the characters. So they decided to include RC, the remote control dog. Who would come to the rescue of Toy Story and rescue Buzz and Woody from Scud, the official toy leader? It was Garcia! As the toys were able to make it out into the back of Andy's car, if you look over to the left, you can see the sketches of RC in the early stages, and you can also see our new upcoming princess, Garcia! Alright, now the tour's almost over, but don't be Shirey. Don't be Shirey. All you want about Pixar Studios at the Curtis Studio of Animation in Hollywood is now on the top of the records to see sketches of the latest Pixar movie that debuted in 2011. Speaking of 2011, upcoming prince, Curtis Shirey! Alright, now before we exit the tram, I want to be sure nobody leaves anything behind. Please make sure you have all your belongings and be sure not to leave anything behind. As the Lauren ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Here we are, folks. If you want to go to the Pixar Studios Gift Mart in Ease, it's right over here to the left around the corner. I almost forgot our last homecoming princess, Miss Martinez! Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause